America, a dream woven from light. Movie screens painted a picture, bright, bold, full of sound. I carried Tokyo in my heart, its quiet order, its subtle grace. Instead, Texas met me with silence, a vast, open, dusty silence. This was not the America of my mind. The sky here was enormous, it stretched forever. In Tokyo, buildings carved the sky into neat shapes. Here it was an endless blue canvas. The air smelled of earth and something wild. My carefully constructed image of America began to crumble, piece by piece, leaving me standing in an unfamiliar quiet. I missed the taste of home, the subtle sweetness of tamagoyaki in the morning, the comforting warmth of miso soup, the delicate balance of flavors. Here, everything seemed louder, bolder. Even the food spoke with a different accent. I longed for the unspoken understanding, the slight bow, the intuitive grasp of another's needs. Conversations felt like navigating a minefield. Words were direct, sometimes sharp. There was little room for the gentle ambiguity I was used to. People said what they meant, exactly what they meant. It was efficient, perhaps, but it often felt stark. I found myself searching for the pauses, the unspoken cues. They were harder to find in this new language of interaction. My own words felt clumsy. Daily life was a study in contrast. People laughed loudly, they gestured with wide movements. Freedom. In Japan, it was often found within the lines, within the known structures, a quiet space carved out amidst the collective. Here, freedom seemed to stretch like the Texas sky, boundless, unfenced. The choices were endless. What to eat, where to go, what to say. It was exhilarating, and at times utterly terrifying. The sheer volume of possibility was immense. Individuality was celebrated. People wore their differences like bright colors. They spoke their minds with a confidence I admired and envied. Back home, harmony was the key, the group before the self. Here, the self was encouraged to shine, to be distinct, to take up space. At first, this felt like chaos. I remember standing in a supermarket, lost. The aisles were long, the packages were bright, the words were a blur. I needed a specific type of flour, for a recipe from home, a small taste of comfort. But everything looked unfamiliar. The frustration mounted, tears pricked my eyes. I felt so small, so utterly alone in that vast, bright space, a tiny boat in a very large ocean. Then a woman approached. She had kind eyes, a gentle smile. "Can I help you, honey?" she asked. Her voice was soft. My English felt tangled in my throat. I managed a few broken words, pointed at my recipe. She listened patiently, no hint of impatience, no rush. Just a quiet focus on my small, flustered problem. Her calm was a balm. She led me down the aisle, found the right flour, explained the difference between brands. The food was a revelation. Portions were generous, mountains of it sometimes. Flavors were strong, sweet, salty, spicy, often all at once. It was a world away from the delicate, nuanced tastes of Japan, where a single, perfect strawberry could be a poem. Here, abundance was the theme, a joyful, sometimes overwhelming celebration of plenty. My palate was on a constant adventure, learning new songs, space. There was so much of it. Roads stretched out, straight and wide. Cars were like small rooms on wheels. Houses sat on large plots of land. Even the shopping malls felt like small cities. In Tokyo, every inch was precious, used with care. Here, space felt like a luxury, to be enjoyed, to be filled. The horizon seemed to always be calling. My emotional landscape shifted, slowly like seasons changing, the initial confusion, the sharp pangs of loneliness. These began to soften, replaced by a tentative curiosity. Each day brought small victories, ordering coffee correctly, understanding a joke, navigating a new route. These were tiny triumphs, building blocks of a new confidence, a new way of being in the world. I learned to embrace the unexpected. In Japan, life was often planned, predictable, comforting in its order. Here, spontaneity was part of the air. Plans changed, detours appeared. And in these deviations, I found surprising joys. A new favorite coffee shop discovered on a wrong turn, an unexpected conversation with a stranger. Life felt less rigid, more fluid. I was learning to flow with it. Parts of myself began to awaken. Qualities I hadn't known I possessed. A flicker of assertiveness, a willingness to voice my opinion. I look back now, At the person who stepped off that plane, so full of preconceived notions, so hesitant, so unsure. The journey from Tokyo to Texas was more than miles. It was a journey inward. The distance traveled within my own heart was immense. The landscape of my soul had been reshaped, gently, profoundly, by the sun, by the silence, by the people. America is no longer a movie set, or a distant glittering dream. It is real, it is complex, full of contradictions, full of kindness, full of challenges that stretched me. It is a place where I found unexpected parts of myself. It has woven itself into the fabric of my being, not replacing what was there before, but adding new colors, new textures, a richer pattern. My Japanese roots remain strong, deeper perhaps, seen now with a new appreciation.